Hello, in this question I'll show you how do you find the marginal tax amount for each bracket and the total taxes paid by the person who has given taxable income. Uh, and we use 2024 tax table here. So here's the tax table. Um, Marginal tax rate is 10%, 12%, 22%, 24%, up to 37%. And filing status we use only for single here. Um, and determine the marginal tax amount for each bracket and the total tax for the single person who has $122,536 of taxable income. So this person has a taxable income is $122,536. You got to find two things: marginal tax amount that applies in each bracket of his taxable income, and also you got to find the total taxes. So first thing I'm going to tell you that this here 10%, 12%, these are the marginal tax rate. The person taxable income is $122,536, which is going to be in 24% tax bracket. So this person tax bracket is 24%. That does not mean he has to pay 24% of his this income. What he need to do, he divide this income into four different group, and he has to pay certain percent on each group. Okay, so here is the way we do. He pay 10% for first $11,600. So for his income, only $11,600 apply to 10%. Okay, now how much apply to 12% then? So what you need to do, you subtract this $47,150, which is upper limit of this bracket, and the lower limit of this bracket. You get $47,150 minus $11,600. You get $35,550, which applies to 12%. So now 22%, since you do the same thing as before, you subtract $100,525 minus $47,150, you get $53,375, which is for 22% marginal tax rate. So now he need to pay also 24% of some of his income. So remember that his income belongs to 24% tax bracket. Now for the 24% marginal amount, you subtract this lower limit 100,525 from this his taxable income, which is 122,536. So you get $22,011 for 24%. Now you have each amount is called the income that applies to the given marginal rate. So you need to pay 10% of this much, 12% of this much, 22% of this much, and 24% of this much. Okay, so 10% is 0.10 times 11,600, you get $1,160. 12% is 0.12 times $35,550. This gives you $4,266. And now 22% is 0.22 times $53,375, which is for 22% marginal rate, which gives you $11,740.50. And finally, 0.24, which is 24% times $22,011, it gives you $5,280.64. So you have four different tax amounts. So you add all them together, that's it gives you $22,451.14. That is his total tax. Okay, that's how you do tax computation based on different marginal tax rate. You're going to find different amount of his taxable income and find the portion of each income as a tax and you add them total. Thank you.